So in the last class, we were dealing with the wave optics. We had done till question number 21. We shall proceed from where we had stopped. Question number 22. Phenomena in which is not explained by Huygens construction of wavefront is reflection, diffraction, refraction, and origin of spectrum. So what they are asking is which cannot be explained by Huygens construction. So you can explain reflection, you can explain refraction, you have derivation for it. Diffraction also can be explained only on the basis of Huygens principles. So one which cannot be explained is origin of spectrum. For this, you need quantum theory of radiation. So we make use of Planck's quantum theory. We explain the origin of spectrum. That's why Bohr's theory was introduced. Bohr's theory makes use of quantum condition. MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi. So from that only, we'll be able to explain origin of spectrum. So we have taken this. Shall we move on to next? When light suffers reflection and the interface between water and glass, change in phase in the reflected wave is 0, pi, pi by 2, 2 pi. So the interface is between water and glass. So that means it is going from water to glass. You know, water is a rarer medium compared to glass. Glass will be denser. So here, reflection is from denser medium. So when there is reflection from denser medium, then phase difference of pi is introduced. So phase difference introduced is equal to pi. That is option B. Make a note of it. Yes, hope you have taken this. Shall we move on to next? In Young's double slit experiment, if Young's double slit experiment is performed in water, keeping the rest of the setup same, fringes will increase in width, decrease in width, remain unchanged, not to be formed. So experiment is conducted in water. We know that fringe width is d lambda by d. When it is immersed in water, lambda becomes lambda by refractive index of water. So what will be fringe width in water? That should be d into lambda by n divided by d. That should be beta divided by n. So refractive index of water is greater than 1. Therefore, beta w will be less than beta. So it decreases in width. That is option B. Yes, hope you have taken this. Shall we move on to next? In Young's double slit experiment, minimum amplitude is obtained when phase difference of superposing waves is 0 to n minus 1 into pi, n plus 1 into pi, where n is 1, 2, 3, etc. See, minimum amplitude means it should be destructive interference So condition for destructive interference is phi should be, the phase difference should be 2n minus 1 into pi. Phi should be equal to 2n minus 1 into pi. See here n starts from 1. So it should be 2n minus 1. Make a note of it. Yes, hope you have taken. Shall move on to next. Instead of using two slits, if we use two separate identical sodium lamps in Young's experiment, which of the following will occur? General illumination, widely separate interference, very bright maxima, very dark minima. So this is a very important concept. See, when you use two separate identical sources, they are not coherent sources. So if they are not coherent sources, there will be no interference pattern. So when there is no interference pattern, they form general illumination. It will be as good as you have turned on two separate light sources. They produce illumination on the wall. So two separate sources can never have coherence. They cannot maintain constant phase difference between them. Yes, hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. Phenomena of diffraction can be treated as interference phenomena if the number of coherent sources is 1, 2, 0, infinity. So diffraction can be treated as interference due to how many coherent sources? See, one source cannot be coherent. Two sources will produce interference. Zero sources, you won't get pattern. So answer should be infinite. You can treat diffraction to be interference due to infinite coherent sources. Yes. So we'll move on to next. Transverse nature of light was confirmed by phenomena of refraction, diffraction, dispersion, polarization. See, refraction is phenomena in which there will be change in speed of the wave when it travels from one medium to another medium. So this is common for both transverse and longitudinal waves. Then diffraction, bending of light around the obstacles, that is also common for both longitudinal and transverse waves. Dispersion of light, when it is passed through a medium, the different wavelengths will travel with different speed. That is also common for all the waves. So the phenomena which is exclusive for transverse waves is polarization. So only transverse waves undergo polarization. Only transverse waves undergo polarization. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. Light waves can be polarized because they have high frequency, have short wavelength, are transverse, can be reflected. So answer to this is based on previous question. So light waves can be polarized because they are transverse waves. Only transverse waves can be polarized. So it should be option C. See, polarization is a phenomenon exclusive for transverse waves. Yes, shall move on to next. We can listen to sound on the other side of the wall, but cannot see through it because wavelength of light is greater than sound, wavelength of light is smaller than sound, wavelength of light is much smaller than dimensions of light is much smaller than the dimensions of obstacles. Wavelength of sound is greater than dimensions of most of the obstacles. So this third option must be wavelength of sound is much smaller than dimensions of most of the obstacles. Most it is. Please correct it. So here answer should be, see, this is based on the phenomena of diffraction. So we can hear sound across a wall, but we cannot see through them because sound can bend around the wall. So that is because wavelength of light is smaller than that of sound. So in order to produce diffraction, obstacle size should be comparable to wavelength of the wave. So for sound, the obstacles that we are involving here, they are walls. So size of the wall is comparable to size of the wavelength of sound. See, wavelength of sound under normal condition is around 17 meter, right? So this is comparable to dimensions of the wall we are considering, but wavelength of light, if you take, it is of the order of 10 to the power minus 7 meter. So in order to observe diffraction effects, we need to consider obstacles comparable to this size. At least it should be 1 millimeter or lesser in size. So this is one option that is correct. Second option that is correct is 3. Wavelength of light is much smaller than dimensions of the most of the obstacles. So it must be both 2 and 3. That is option C. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. Match the following. Interference of light, I is equal to I naught cos square theta, Brewster's law, obstacle aperture size is equal to 1, diffraction of light, mu equals tan theta p, law of Malus, coherent sources. It's a clear one. Interference needs coherent sources. So A should be matched with 4. Brewster's law is this. B should be matched with 3. Mu is equal to tan IP. So C is diffraction of light. So obstacle size, aperture size is equal to 1. So this should be the case. C matches with 2. D matches with, malus law is this, intensity of light coming out should be equal to I naught cos square theta. So it must be option C. Note of this. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. Young's double slit experiment is shown in figure. S1 and S2 are coherent sources, and S is screen having a hole at a 0.1 millimeter away from the central line. So screen has hole at a distance 1 millimeter away from the central line. White light is sent through these slits. Which wavelength passing through the hole has strong intensity? Four hundred, 700, 500, 667. See, the wavelength for which maximum is obtained at the hole, right? So, for which among the 4 wavelengths maximum is obtained at this point? That means interference maxima is obtained at that point. For that, the intensity will be maximum. So, distance is given 1 millimeter. We know that x is equal to n d lambda divided by d. So lambda is equal to xd divided by nd. That is equal to x is 1 millimeter, d is 0.5 millimeter, we don't know what is n, into capital D is this distance. They have given 50 centimeter, that is 0.5 meter. So what will happen? 0.5, 0.5 get cancelled. Lambda is equal to 1 by n into 10 to the power minus 6 meter. So for n is equal to 1, lambda is equal to 10 power minus 6 meter. That is 1000 nanometer. Right? Nano is 10 power minus 9. For n is equal to 2, lambda is half of it. That will be 500 nanometer. So this should be the answer. So second order maxima of 500 nanometer coincides with the hole. Hope you have taken this. Yes. Shall move on to next. A single slit diffraction pattern through following arrangement using an electric bulb as the source of light only will be central dark fringe followed by bright fringe of red color, central bright fringe followed by dark fringe, then bands of varying intensity, central bright fringe followed by dark fringe, then wider red fringes and narrower blue fringes, central bright fringe followed by dark fringe, and then wider blue fringes followed by narrower red fringes. Note down the options. So two blades are held here. These are blades. So edge of the blade can act as diffracting aperture. See here, it will be diffraction pattern. So central one will be bright. Central one will be bright. So followed by that, there must be dark fringes. Then there will be colored fringes. So because white light is used, source of light is white. So white light is used, electric bulb, it's a white light source. So other colors will also be there. Now, there are two options with the same thing. So C and D, in both the cases, they are same. So in C, it is wider red band and then narrower blue band, or wider blue band or narrower red band. So here, one thing you should notice, the width of band is directly proportional to wavelength. More is the wavelength, more will be the width. So in that case, red should be wider. There should be wider red fringes and narrower blue fringes. Okay, note of it. Width of band is directly proportional to wavelength. Yes, hope you have taken this. We'll move on to next. In Young's double slit experiment, source S and two slits A and B are lying in a horizontal plane. The slit A and B, the fringes are obtained on a vertical screen K. Optical path from S to B is increased by putting a transparent material of higher refractive index. Path from S to A remains unchanged. As a result of this, the fringe pattern moves somewhat upward, downward, towards left horizontally, towards right horizontally. A and B are lying in horizontal plane. Slit A and B are lying in horizontal plane. The fringes are obtained on vertical screen K. So optical path from S to B is increased by introducing a material. S to A remains unchanged. So here S to B is increased. So optical path between B to S to B is increased. So what happens? So it is something like this. So this is A, this is B. So here is what you are introducing the glass plate. This is the screen. So what happens? The fringe pattern shifts downward. Fringe pattern will shift downwards. Yes. Okay, I've taken this. We shall move on to next. In Young's double slit experiment, let beta be the fringe width and let I naught be the intensity of central bright fringe. At a distance x from the central bright fringe, intensity will be I naught cos x by beta, I naught cos square x by beta, I naught cos square pi x by beta, I naught by 4 cos square pi x by beta. You need to find intensity at a distance x. Note down the question. We shall take it to next slide. Yes, we shall take it to next slide. See, path difference between interfering waves. If I take it as some delta, delta is equal to xd by d. So phase difference should be equal to 2 pi by lambda into delta, that is 2 pi by lambda into xd by d. So if A is the amplitude, initial intensity I naught is equal to k into A whole square, A plus A whole square. So each slit has amplitude A. That should be 4k A square, where k is some constant. So phase difference is phi. So when they superpose, resultant amplitude, if I take it as capital A, that should be equal to, or A square is equal to A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi. That should be A1 and A2 are equal, A square plus A square plus 2A square cos phi. That is 2A square plus 2A square cos phi. That should be 2A square can be taken common, 1 plus cos phi. 1 plus cos phi is 2 cos square phi by 2. So it is 2A square into 2 cos square phi by 2. This is A square. So what you get? A is equal to 4A square cos square phi by 2. A square. A is equal to 2A cos phi by 2. This is resultant amplitude. So resultant intensity I should be equal to k into A square. That should be same constant. What constant we used here? Same constant. A square, substitute for A, 2A cos phi by 2 whole square. That is 4k A square into cos square phi by 2. 4k square is what? I naught. Let us call this as equation 1. So resultant intensity is I naught cos square phi by 2. So phi is what? 2 pi by lambda into xt by d. Substitute for that. I naught cos square of 2 pi by lambda into xt by d into half. So 2 get cancelled. So it will be I naught cos square pi x d by d lambda. So d lambda by d can be written as beta. So d by d lambda will be 1 by beta. That will be I naught cos square pi x by beta. This should be intensity. That is option C. Note of this. This one is little complicated one. So intensity related. See, if they ask intensity at maxima or minima, it is easy. They have asked at some intermediate point here. Yes. So we have taken this. Shall move on to next. Maximum number of possible interference maxima for slit separation equal to twice the wavelength in double slit experiment is. So how many number of interference maxima are possible? If slit separation is equal to twice the wavelength of double slit experiment. See, we'll take condition for angular position. So for constructive interference, condition is d sin theta or d sin phi is equal to n lambda. So we shall use theta for this. This is angle, not phase difference. So d is given 2 lambda. 2 lambda sin theta equals n lambda. So what do we get? Lambda lambda get cancelled. Sin theta equals n by 2. So now what all values of n can satisfy this equation? See, maximum value n can have here is 2. So how many maxima are possible? N is equal to 0 is possible. N is equal to 1, it will become half, that is possible. N is equal to 2, it will become 1, that is possible. Then n is equal to minus 1, n is equal to minus 2. So totally, how many are possible? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, this is the condition. So it must be only 5 maxima. So only 5 maxima are possible. See, n is equal to 1 if it is above the central fringe, n is equal to minus 1 will be below it. Moving forward, monochromatic light of wavelength 400 nanometer and 560 nanometer are incident simultaneously and normally on double slit apparatus whose slit separation is 0.1 millimeter and screen distance is 1 meter. Distance between areas of total darkness will be areas of total darkness means where minima will occur for both the wavelengths. So minima of first wavelength coincides with minima of second wavelength. Yes. So at the area of total darkness, dark fringes will coincide. So let us say nth fringe of first wavelength, mth fringe of second wavelength coincide. We know that condition for dark fringe xn equals 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2 d lambda by 2d, right? So 2n minus 1 into d lambda by 2d equals 2m minus 1 into d lambda by 2d. So this is lambda 1, this is lambda 2. Now 2n minus 1, d by 2d get cancelled. 2n minus 1 divided by 2m minus 1 should be equal to lambda 2 by lambda 1. That is lambda 2 is 560 nanometer, lambda 1 is 400. So that should be 7 by 5. So that will be 10n minus 5 equals 14m minus 7. So 10n is equal to 14m minus 2. Here condition on n and m is they must be integers. So by inspection, you can get n is equal to 4, m is equal to 3. 14 3s are 42, minus 2 will be 40. N is equal to 4, m is equal to 3. So this is one solution, n is equal to 4 and n is equal to 3. Another solution can be, let us put n is equal to 10. If I take, it will be 100. So if I put m is equal to 8, n is equal to 11. So this is another possibility. So let us say this is n1, this is m1, this is n1, n2, this is m2. Now distance between such points is distance between these two fringes or these two fringes, it will be same. So distance will be 11 so this equation only we have to use 2 into 11 minus 1 into lambda 1 is d is given, it is 1 meter, lambda is given, it is 400 nanometer divided by 2 into 0.1 millimeter, that is 10 power minus 4, minus 2 into 4 minus 1 into 1 into 400 into 10 power minus 9 divided by 2 into 10 power minus 4. So I can take 400 into 10 power minus 4 goes to numerator, it will be 10 power minus 5 divided by 2. These things you can take common. So this will be 11 minus 1, 10, 20. This is 3 minus 3 to 2, 6. 20 minus 6 is 14. So 2 ones are 2 sevens are 7 fours are 2800 into 10 to the power minus 5. That is 28 into 10 power minus 3 meter. That is 28 millimeter. That is option D. Note on this. See, there are many values of m and n satisfying this condition. We have to take two consecutive values. So distance between such areas we have to take. See, in this case, we have taken calculation for n values. You can take it for m values only, but you have to take this wavelength, 560 nanometer, you have to take. You can take 3 and 8. For that also you can do calculation. Yes, hope you have taken this. Move on to next. In Young's double slit experiment, intensity of light at a point on screen in Young's double slit experiment, we get 10 fringes in the field of view of monochromatic light of wavelength 4000 angstrom. If you use monochromatic light of wavelength 5000 angstrom, the number of fringes obtained in the same field of view is. See, originally 10 fringes of wavelength 4000 angstrom is obtained. When you use 5000 angstrom, what will happen to number of fringes? See, width of field of view is fixed. If I take it as some W, that is equal to number of fringes into beta. So N1 beta 1 should be equal to N2 beta 2. So since setup is same, N1 lambda 1 should be equal to N2 lambda 2. Which implies N2 equals N1 into lambda 1 by lambda 2. So lambda 1 is 4000, lambda 2 is 5000 into number of fringes initially was 10. So that will be 8. That is option A. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. In Young's double slit experiment, intensity of light at a point on screen where path difference is lambda is k. Lambda is the wavelength of light used. Intensity at a point where path difference is lambda by 4 will be. See, intensity of a point in Young's double slit experiment is given by 4 I naught cos square 5 by 2. So path difference of lambda corresponds to phase difference of 2 pi. So then they have given for this particular path difference, intensity is k. So k is equal to 4 I naught cos square 2 pi by 2. So it will be cos pi, that is -1 square is 1. So k is equal to 4 I naught. Then lambda by 4 corresponds to path difference of pi by 2. Phase difference will be pi by 2. So new value of intensity, let it be I dash, that is equal to 4 I naught into cos square. So this will be pi by 2 divided by 2. That will be 45 degree, that is pi by 4. So 4 I naught, I'll call it as k from previous equation. Let me call this as 1. Cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Square of that is 1 by 2. So that should be k divided by 2. That is option C. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. Unpolarized light of intensity 32 watt per meter square passes through 3 polarites such that the transmission axis of the first polarizer is crossed with that of the transmission axis of last polarizer is crossed with that of the first. Intensity of final emerging is 32 watt per meter square. Intensity of light transmitted by first polarizer will be. So this is slightly a tricky question. Yes. So there are 3 polarites. Let us say this is 1, 2, and 3. Here, original intensity, let it be I naught. This is unpolarized. So this is at reference angle 0. So first and third are crossed. That's what they have given. So third one should be at 90 degree. This is some angle theta. So we need to find intensity of light transmitted by first polarizer. So I naught is intensity of unpolarized light incidented. So transmitted will be I naught by 2. For first polarizer, it is I naught by 2. So I naught is given, it is 32. So if I call it as I1 is equal to I naught by 2. That is 32 by 2. That is 16 watt per meter square. That is option B. I think this information given is wrong. So final emerging light cannot be 32. If this is only 32, this should be less than 32. And here it will be 16 flat. Whatever the case you take, so this will be less than 16 only. So note down, it should be option B. So note down today's homework. Homework is question number 21 to 40 in homework questions. Yes, hope you have taken this. Ray optics question number 29. So this is how it is. It's a silver lens. So plano convex lens, plane surface is silver. So for silver lens, you can take it as, see, once it goes into the lens, then comes back from the lens. So it can be considered as combination of two lenses and one mirror. So effective focal length will be 1 by f is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f1. Both are for lens, or let me take it as L only. 1 by fl plus 1 by fl plus 1 by focal length of mirror. So just substitute and simplify. Calculate fl, you'll get the focal length. Right? So this is question number 29 in ray optics. So silver lens, whatever the lens it is, so this is plano convex lens. Suppose if it is convex lens also, for calculation of focal length, use lens maker formula only. N minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Same formula. This is concave mirror. For concave mirror, you know how to calculate focal length. It will be R by 2. So same thing you can use, right? So this is formula for silver lens. So we have to take this term twice because light enters once this way and comes back through that. So it travels through the lens twice, right? Yes. Hope you have taken this. So that completes ray optics and wave optics. Right, we shall stop here. We shall continue in the next class. Thank you.